taking a look back at how far Mego has come. They've come a long way. What's up, fellow collectors? Welcome back to the M.I.B. Master Toy Museum. I'll be your curator today. And guys, I'll be your tour guide as well as we go back to 2018 and bring you all the way through those years to 2022 as we look at some of Mego's figures from way back when up until now. And kind of see how far Mego has come since 2018. Have they come far enough? Are you satisfied with what Mego has offered since 2018 in the last 4 to 5 years? Are you still on board as a collector and a supporter of Mego and their products? We want to cover a lot of those questions, guys, with this hot topic of discussion as we kind of delve into what Mego has produced since 2018. And have they quenched our collecting thirst, if you will? Well, guys, the best way to start is from the beginning, right? You're looking at possibly one of the best figures that Mego has ever produced, ever. From the 1970s all the way up through the 2000s, all the way up to 2022. You're looking at probably one of the best figures of all time. And that's the Bela Lugosi 8-inch action figure. It's licensed by the Lugosi family, Lugosi Enterprises. And in 2018, this was by far head and shoulders above anything that Mego produced in 2018. Now you can look at that two ways, as a positive or a negative. But one thing we have to agree on, one thing cannot be debated, and that's the fact that the Bela Lugosi 8-inch action figure for 2018 was the best figure. Now, if you disagree with me, I want to hear it in the comments section, guys, right underneath this video. I doubt if anyone really disagrees with me on that. It was one of the best figures put together. Everything. Aesthetically beautiful. You know, I mean, layered up with the clothing, everything. We kind of got worried about Mego, though. They were getting licensed for TV shows that we didn't really want. And yet we couldn't help ourselves as collectors because Mego was back. So I think the whole deal was, as we're looking at my Joe Polnicek figure, because I was a fan of Facts of Life, but more importantly, I had a crush on Joe Polnicek. But I think we were, as collectors, we were collecting, and I know I was collecting for, really for the namesake, the fact that this was Mego, that Mego was back. We wanted to support Mego, and We're prepared to buy anything that Mego put out. With the thought that more figures like Dracula will be coming shortly. That didn't seem like the case, because then we got Happy Days, we got Cheers, Married with Children, the Brady Bunch, and that list kept going on and on and on and on. And that's when we started to get a little nervous. But within the next year or so, Mego started to right the ship, so to speak. They started to really make some headway in their character department. And we saw great figures like the Egyptian mummy. We were happy that we were actually getting a mummy figure. We didn't care what type of mummy figure it was. We were just happy that we were getting one. And they gave us this one, which was absolutely, positively gorgeous. It's fantastic. And I know a lot of people like this figure, but this figure did have its detractors as well. If you like this figure, guys, if you didn't like this figure, we want to hear your thoughts on this figure in the comment section, guys. But it's safe to say that we were getting more monsters from Mego. That's what we wanted. The kids of the 70s that grew up with Mego grew up with the Mego monsters. And as it's here, Halloween season here at the M.I.B. Master Toy Museum, we brought out some of our monsters. Mego will continue its monster reign, and we'll get back to my Hammer Dracula, but before that, it was Frankenstein. He was another earlier monster from our Bela Lugosi. Bela was first, and then they brought the Frankenstein monster. Now, this figure was met with some mixed reviews, some mixed emotions. This looks like Boris Karloff, and people say, well, it's not. It's it was another actor or a different head sculpt. But we had Frankenstein. We did have a Mego Frankenstein monster. And I think this was early 2018. It was like the next wave, I believe, like wave 2. Bela Lugosi was in wave 1, and this was in wave 2. But we did have another Mego monster. And we could see Mego starting to pick up steam with their figures, with their selection of figures. I just remember people going crazy just trying to find these figures, on Target's website. And then that's a whole nother story for another time. But these were quickly becoming chase figures because they were very difficult to find at Target store locations with Mego's deal with Target. Very difficult to find these guys in Target. So if you found it, and I remember people just posting what they found and pictures of this figure being found in Target. I did on store location videos. Then that's when Mego really picked their game up, as the years progressed. I think this is like 2020, 2021, somewhere around there. We started to get the Hammer license figures and the Dracula, Christopher Lee Dracula, as he's known. Still one of my favorite Draculas. Just a beautiful job. I'm a Hammer Films fanatic. So the Christopher Lee figure was fantastic. So Mego's making great headway. We got a Lord of the Rings. We got 2 characters from Lord of the Rings. I think people really like the Lord of the Rings figures. I think the problem with the situation was we didn't get enough Lord of the Rings figures. 2 characters for a movie franchise is not enough. So I think that was the problem. The figures themselves were fantastic. Very well done. Like I said, we love the fact that Mego was kind of branching out with these new characters and movie license and TV licensing rights. We just weren't getting enough of these guys as far as the characters. And I think any movie franchise deserves at least 5 to 6 or 7 characters. That's just me. Another earlier figure, Wave 2 figure, was the green shirt Kirk. We wanted Captain Kirk. We had gotten, I believe we got the Spock first. The green shirt Kirk probably will go down as, let me come around here. He'll probably go down as one of the most sought after chase figures of all time. And what I mean by that, guys, is that because of Target's inability to really get these figures out properly at their store locations, you can blame anybody you want to blame. It seemed like it always came back to Target, though. And because of the website situation, their website, finding this guy, this green shirt Kirk, was absolutely, positively impossible. At the time of his release. Later, you could find this guy in stores, and as quickly as I'm making a mess over here, as quickly as this figure was the most sought after figure ever, he wasn't anymore. People were finding him on the website, and then they were buying like 20 green shirt Kirks. So he went from being one of the most sought after to one of the most rarest to one of the biggest chase figures of all time to really just another figure once people started to get their hands on him. And we look at Planet of the Apes as we move all the way up to the 2022. Planet of the Apes figures were always big in the 1970s with Mego and with kids of the 70s who are now collectors like myself. We wanted more Planet of the Apes characters from all the movie franchises, from all the Planet of the Apes movies. You're looking at Brent. This is a variation, a variant, if you will. You had the Topps deal that had the 1 week window that you could buy these exclusive figures, Mego figures, and then they were gone. So I missed out on the Brent, the top exclusive Brent, but they made variants. And that's another thing I give Mego credit for actually making variants. But they also did something else. And I want to move him because I'm going to create a tidal wave again. But you look at his body, it's the new bandless body. So we come a long way from the standard Mego body with our Bela Lugosi from 2018, all the way to 2022 with our bandless bodies. Mego has evolved in that regard. Yes, some of the first batch or second batch or third batch or the first 3 batches, whatever you want to call it, were the bodies were small, they were short. Mego has since made the corrections on that, but that also created a whole new topic of discussion with collectors and people that support Mego. The Rocketeer was another, I think, another fantastic character that Mego created, or added to their stable of figures. To see the Rocketeer in Mego form, 8-inch action figure form, was fantastic. He's still one of my favorites. And this is probably one of the best Robins you're ever going to see out of the superhero line, Mego superhero line. And they made a lot of superheroes. But the Robin figure, to me, is still one of the best. I just want to bring him down here. Give him a closer look here. From the head sculpt, his cape, his outfit, everything. Everything was on point with this figure. So guys, Mego is really rocking and rolling. They're really answering a lot of questions at this point and stage with the collecting community. We want what we want. We want horror, monsters, our favorite movies, our favorite TV shows, our favorite superheroes. And at that point, Mego's answered the call. They've given us that. As we look at my Shazam and Justice League Green Arrow figures. One's a top exclusive and the other one's a variant. I got my top exclusive one. It's behind some other figures here in our main room. I didn't want to disturb it. So I said the variant was a little easier to get to. But at this point, Mego's rocking and rolling, guys. And as you look up a little further up here, you see Mego's 14-inch monster line. So they've come from the 8-inch monsters to, at this point, the 14-inch monsters. Creature from the Black Lagoon, Dracula, who I don't think anybody really particularly liked this Dracula figure. But we got a 14-inch Dracula figure. And Frankenstein. Or should I say the Frankenstein monster. But we got these figures, guys. Just more figures that we're fortunate to have. More horror. This was another cool one, a Phantom of the Opera, Mask of the Red Death figure that Mego came out with. Kind of more of a generic version. But hey, but guys, look, we'll take it, right? Ultraman, from the Ultraman toy line. And I think we had 4 Ultraman characters that Mego put out. Just all fun stuff, guys. The variant of Shazam. And one of the coolest ones, if we can move it out the way here. Let me see. Just Medusa. Now, this is one of the hottest figures now that everybody wants to add to their Mego collection. Is the Medusa figure. I think she really ties in the horror, the collectability, all of that, all rolled into one with this figure. Fantastic head sculpt. And then we go to our exclusives. And this is our Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Ghostbuster 4-pack set. It was so nice, I had to do it twice. Fantastic characters. Fantastic movie franchise. I mean, who doesn't know about Ghostbusters? So this is Mego, to me, at the height of its game right here, giving us exactly what we want. So we come from this, we're at here, but we started here back in 2018. And this is where we're at now in 2022. Satisfied, guys? Not satisfied? Has it been a roller coaster ride? To some degree, absolutely. It's been a very, very scary roller coaster ride if you've been on this ride since 2018. But it's been fun as well. And it's had its moments. Guys, your thoughts, your opinions. We want to hear it all. You know the routine, guys. God bless. Stay safe. We need more Mego figures so we can keep collecting.